Winspace D45 wheels, man. So I'll tell you a little story about these Winspace D45 wheels before we go up this mountain here. I bought these wheels for $39,500 baht, and I want to do like a legitimate mountain review of these wheels, and we're gonna see how they perform going up a 1 hour basically tempo time trial. Actually, it's like gonna be like an hour and 10 minutes. That's my best time is like an hour and 8 up this full mountain. It's 3,500 feet of climbing up to like 4,500. So we're gonna do a full time trial up this hill on these new wheels. And the wheels I just took off yesterday had the same tires, and they were 10 grams lighter. So, but they were 33s. So essentially the same weight, but they were 33s, and this is like a 45, 55. So we're gonna get a little bit of depth and far stiffer and new ceramic bearings. So we're gonna see what difference that's gonna make going up this hill, which averages like 6%. I'll show you these wheels. Yeah, everything's brand new and crispy. They're wider. Oh yeah. All right, let's go. So here we are. Now this time here, I'm gonna put up on the screen. This isn't the real time, but this is what I clocked from the zoo to down here. So let's think a bit about how that went. These wheels are much stiffer, like totally noticeably stiffer. Like I felt they feel like one solid piece of carbon fiber. Like there's no flex, relatively speaking, compared to other wheels I've had. So that's a huge plus, especially when you're climbing. And it made the steeper parts feel, it made them feel much easier to get up and over, because the whole bike is just responding way better to your inputs on, when you're going up a 15% like switchback or something like that. So definitely feels nicer with how stiff it is. Did I go faster? I don't know. We're gonna have to look at the times, but I averaged like 235 watts for the hour, which is pretty close to the best time I ever went up here. I did 237. So with these conditions, so you can see the flags waving. They're kind of waving. The wind's coming out of the west, so it's gonna be can be a pretty big factor. So very cool. Let's head over to the computer and analyze the time difference. All right, so before we go into this data, I'm going to, and the data is actually really interesting. I'm really excited to go over it. I want to tell you my experience on the descent. The descent, well, first of all, the carbon spokes have a resonance when you brake. I don't know what that is, but you can hear, and I know it's not the rotor. And this is something even another YouTube channel, Peak Torque, mentioned, is that these carbon spokes, when you brake, can make a sound, like a ringing, like a bell. So it's only for a second. It's only in certain conditions. It's really, I don't really care about it. It's not going to bother me at all. Just a feature of these carbon spokes. That being said, descending, I don't think I've got the right. So I went from a 33 depth wheel with I think it's 19 millimeter internal width, to 55, 40, 46 about, with a 21 internal width. And that internal width stretched out my Continental GP5000's tubeless tires. And I did not feel as planted in the corners with that stretch. So while the contact patch is definitely, most likely, I didn't measure it, slightly larger, the lack of sidewall, because I'm sure when you stretch the wheel, when you stretch a tire, it makes your effective diameter smaller because you're pulling it out, pulls everything in. With the lack of sidewall, or at least however that sidewall interface now is,
I didn't feel as planted in the corners. That might just be feel, feel is feel. It's not like anything. It's not, was it faster in the corners? Did I have more grip? I don't freaking know. But it didn't feel as confidence inspiring on some of these descents. So here's the, it also it's the first descent on these wheels too. So it's take it with a grain of salt. My max speed on this descent was 40.2. It's not fantastic, and we crushed a bunch of PRs going up this hill. And for reference, I'm not exactly like fit and fresh right now. I've been training pretty consistently since the end of my rest week, which was about 13 days ago. So going up the hill, this is my new fastest time for this HC climb. It's 10 miles and 3,300 feet. Let's have a look at how much faster it is. So nowhere near the KLM, which is like almost half, almost twice my speed. But if we go over here, we go to my results, we can see my second fastest time was over a minute and a half off, and 1 watt faster, or 1 watt more power. So there you have it. Lower watts, albeit different conditions, lower heart rate, lower watts, and faster time. I'll take that, dude. For 1 minute going up this climb, if the conditions were to improve a little bit, I'm sure I could go faster if I paced it better. I know I didn't pace it very good on this uphill. Did not pace it very well, but that's my fastest time. And let's look at some of the other segments. I'm curious. And where else did I go quick? Any of the downhills? So look at this steep part. This is something that I felt really good about with these wheels, is that they handle the high torque steep kickers on these climbs. They handle those really freaking well. And you just kind of pop right up over them, man. So this was my fastest time. This is the last chunk. And the thing is, I didn't pace this right. You see my power is lower? My power is way less. But this is my fastest. This was like a, anti-negative split. First steep climb, I was like dying here, man. This one, PR. I'm curious by how much. What is my... How much faster did I hit this little kicker compared to... Wow, look at that. So I was only doing 200. So I was actually doing quite a bit more power today than this day. But look at how that's higher heart rate. I don't know. But it was my fastest, I guess. What was that, 2019? I was jamming. And that was on a Super 6. I was a couple pounds lighter even. I was actually running a much lighter rim brake bike with similar weight 50 millimeter wheels, with, nice DT Swiss hubs, and doing more power allegedly. And I was probably a little bit lighter too. I was 4 years ago. Okay. Here we go. The Temple Climb, 229. Temple Climb. This is a pretty steep, 7.7 grade, which compared to the climbs in Vietnam, it's, pretty flat. My results. Yeah, look at that. That's like over 30 seconds faster with not really that much more power. Same heart rate. This is a couple of days ago. I'm really not fresh too. The freshness helps you pop up over Freshness helps you climb so much because you can just, it smooths out all the kickers. You can get back up to speed a lot easier when you're fresh. Helipad to the Palace, 2:43. Yeah, I did kind of dump it out at the very end. How did that do? I have a feeling that this is quite a bit faster than my fastest time. Because I think I have plenty left in the tank. So the KOM is about 3 minutes, and I did that in 5 minutes and 23 seconds, so 2.5 minutes faster. He did it. And what was my power? 243 watts. Yeah, like maybe 15 seconds quicker. Sure. And then any of these descents? Did any of these descents go quicker? Because I was... No, none of the descents were really any faster. Like this descent as a whole was the fastest. Let's see by how much. And I was on the brakes hard this whole descent. I was like very skittish because they're new wheels, man. I don't know where really the limit is. The fastest time ever is 15:46, and I did it in 1931. And I was like not taking it. I didn't take a single risk at all. Yeah. I did much faster on the other wheels going down. But I was not pedaling at all. You can see here, it's like scared. Anyway, that's it. Would I buy these hyper wheels or these Winspace D45s? They're not the hypers. Would I buy them again? Yeah, they're really the nicest wheels I've ever had. Were they worth 39,500 baht? Jeez. The truth is that you can get a nice used freaking disc wheel for not too expensive. But these, as far as like high-end wheels, I just don't think you're going to get much of a nicer wheel than this for the price. These are so nice. These are so freaking nice. These are, like, I don't know if I would rather have like a set of Envy wheels. Like, Winspace is going to eat everybody's lunch. For the value, man, dollar for dollar performance, I think they're worth it, man. I really do. I think you won't be disappointed. These are just nice wheels. Like, it just depends. If you want really nice wheels, these are those. So thanks for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you later.